Okay, hello. We have some changes here due to a new purchase. That right there, what you're seeing, is the dollar store fishbowl, small fishbowl, which was his sand bath. And he does like it buried so that the glass is all covered that nobody can see in. So I did that for him again as well. And there's inside he has his two little dog whimsy chew bones. He took them in there. The dark green one he hasn't chewed on yet, but the red one and the gold one is his favorite of the three colors. What I bought him was a wooden hideaway square box, 15.5 inches wide tall by 10.5 inches deep by 15.5 inches wide. So 15.5 tall and wide and 10.5 inches deep, approximately that. I'm not remembering maybe correctly, but you can check on Amazon when you see it. There's a peek inside his bones. Now his wheel I moved in the center. I had to move the hideaway to the far right, so when I need to pull the glass up to clean it, to give him something and take things out, I couldn't when it was in the middle where I had it, because there's a terrarium has a middle bar that blocked it from me pulling the plexiglass up. So I have to keep this on the far right, so I had to move the wheel into the middle. Now, you're going to see him come into this. This is quite blurry because I'm doing it through plexiglass. Now, you are going to see him move super quickly. I don't know what his hurry is. I think it's because my camera is there and he don't want to be disturbed. I don't know, but he is going super fast. I don't have it on fast speed. That is his movements. Watch and you will see. He goes so fast that he tumbles some of the stuffing into his water. I end up leaving, come back, give him a break, come back and take the water out and replace it. But you're going to see him move quite quickly right now. Now this is through the plexiglass, which has got the powder dust on it. I do later take it out and clean it again. Look at him. He's stuffing it in his cheeks so he can carry it over underneath the teeter-totter. See, he doesn't realize he's on top of the teeter-totter, so he can't put it underneath. He's sitting on the teeter-totter. He has to get off of it and go back and go under. He's trying to put it directly behind this water here at the back wall, underneath the end of the teeter-totter, right? Now watch, he's going to go back again. And I'm so sorry, if I pull the camera up, the flash will be in the plexiglass and you won't see nothing. It's kind of hard at this angle down this low. He wants to get under that teeter-totter, but he keeps going to it from there. He'll get the hang of it. He'll realize he cannot go on the teeter-totter because he can't get under it. And he does put it under there. I don't know why he's doing this. When he has the home on the left-hand side, you go through another little hole to the far left and into another hole, and there's a little house at the back, left side. See, now some stuffing just fell into the water. He's trying to figure out how to get under the teeter-totter, but he can't because he's sitting on it. Now, I do stop the camera and I do take the glass off. And I do a little bit of filming, but then I realize he don't like it that the glass is off. So he's in a super hurry because the glass is off. And he thinks I'm coming in to get him, and he wants to get this done. See, now he's figuring it out. He's holding the teeter-totter down. Now watch, he'll finally realize he's got to go, that he can't go on the teeter-totter to get it underneath. He has to stay off the teeter-totter. He figured it out. So this is the water, fresh water, waiting to put it in there because he's made a mess of the other one. And I have 4 things of water throughout his home here anyway. So, and then I'll give you a tour of changes I did and the reasoning for why I did them. I did use one of the crappy Walmart suspension bridges. I cut some cardboard to shape and then I wrapped twine around it to keep it onto the bridge, and then I put his brown bedding on top. Here, right there is a square to the right in the stuffing. That's a square box. I helped him because I know he likes to jump off the end of the table and drop down. Well, he can drop down through there, and it tunnels underneath that table, another square long one, to his 4 holes of his caramel buried underneath that table in the bedding and tubing from each end of that table. Now here, that is an old soap dish. It's made of stone. He can scratch his nails on that to keep them filed down. And it's also covering 2 sharp staples that everybody that makes these suspension bridges, no matter how much you pay, they have them there. So that's to cover it as well. There's a ladder coming up from the wheel. The little ladder there is going up from the wheel to the sand bath. And under that little ladder, underneath the sand bath, is his large wooden home with the circle, remember? And the vents on either side. So that's what that was. Now we're back to a better view. I still shot I did here so that you can see. Instead of him jumping down into the stuffing, he can jump down into a tunnel that takes him to another tunnel under the table to his caramel 4-way ceramic jar that has one end you go in, the other end you go in, or you come out the top, 3-way. And it leads to another tunnel that comes out at the other end of the table. So I did a lot of work for him of things that he did before and how he does things. Well, I helped him out. So there's not so much stuffing for him to breathe in as he's tunneling through. And so there's the stone, and it's better than slate rock. Anyway, this is the angle that I'm sorry, I have this angle. I didn't feel like doing a short split edit, seeing that it wasn't for very long. Okay, so there's a view of it. The far left bottom at the back, there's a hole going into another sleeping place, another under the bottom level, the very bottom left corner. Behind that brown stuffing, there is another hole with a hideaway as well, with a hole to enter. So what we have here is same view. That little ladder in front of the wheel, underneath it, leads to the wooden home. So there's a suspension bridge. Now, I give him 2 choices. He can go against the glass along the suspension bridge to that cardboard cutout at the end of the table to drop down in there, or to go onto the table from the ladder. See this ladder right there, leading from the suspension bridge. Or he can take the other ladder from the top of the house. Whatever one he chooses and he likes the most, I will take away the other one. He don't need 2 leading from there so close together. But whatever one he feels comfortable and safest on and uses, that's the one I will leave. And I will take one away. He'll probably choose the wider, this one on the left, and he probably won't want to use the suspension bridge because it does move a little bit. Depending on, well, for a larger hamster it would, because he'd be heavier. Maybe for him it won't, I don't know, but we'll see what he chooses, and I'll take one away. He don't need 2. I was just giving him a choice. See that gap? I took away the ladder so you can see the gap down there between this bridge and the wheel. That's where the door to his wooden house is, the main original wooden house. Under here is his other home he likes to use, which is made of glass. It's the vase. Some people call it a vase. It's under there. Buried, of course. I showed you. So he's already done some digging leading to that. And this is all the same. I left his water house still there. The widest suspension bridge, which can also be a fence, is back to the way it used to be at one time. Now watch this. See how quick he is. He's gathering it up with his hands real fast, stuffing it in his cheeks. And he had no more room, so he just carried that large piece. I add more in there for him because he's getting low and he's wanting more. You can see he's digging for more. So I open it up and I add some more. I actually lead the glass off, I think, at this point, yes, so that I can clean it and get a clearer view of him. But I back off and I only do less than a minute because he's perturbed. He's doing everything so quickly because he's perturbed that I'm there watching every move that he's making. And that I took the glass off the front, but he was moving quite quickly before I took the plexiglass off of that anyway. So he's building it up, as you see. And we're coming to the end of the video. I guess we already went through where I took the plexiglass off, where it was a clear view of him, clearer than, and not so foggy as it is now. So we're coming to the end of the video, and I do hope you enjoyed it. There's this suspension bridge with cardboard attached to it with twine around it to keep it in place with the bedding on top. Far safer from the Walmart ones that have large gaps, weren't made properly. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. I so appreciate your time, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.